Governors unveil ambitious 20-year development plan. Experts seek enhanced supervision of MDAs by executive arm of government.
Continue to listen to Nigerians to know what our people need.
And reactions trail appointment of new Super Eagles head coach. And welcome to the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. We are live in Abuja. I am Dennis Adegunloye. President Bola Tinubu is back in Abuja after attending the inauguration of President John Dramani Mahama in Accra. The presidential 001 flight landed at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport at about 9:30 Tuesday evening. President Tinubu was on the trip to Accra on the invitation of President Mahama, with whom he has a long-standing relationship. State House correspondent Musbah Damwahab recalls that the president went to the capital of Ghana for the events after his Yuletide break in Lagos. Experts are seeking better cooperation between the legislative and executive arms of government. They insist the executive should discipline any erring MDA or compel them to act or respond when the need arises. This is while on Good Morning Nigeria discussing reviewing the activities of the legislature in 2024. Oyeyemi Ajayi has details.
Commencement of the legislative activities after a holiday. The Nigerian legislative arm of government has been highly commended for activities in 2024, especially with series of bills passed towards the growth of the economy. Though rising security concerns dominate legislative discussions in 2024, aside petroleum industry challenges which are said to threaten economic stability, the guest called for thorough scrutiny of bills presented to the National Assembly in order to prevent being perceived as a rubber stamp.
It's choices in the emergence of the President of the Senate, the Deputy President of the Senate, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and the Deputy Speaker. Only just follow the pattern. This time around, though, we would say that there was 100% achievement of the plot to achieve what they wanted as a political party and as political establishment.
But we'll be able to pass budgets and we'll be able to do our oversight functions. And we have been able to see that the issues that we met on ground, for instance, the insecurity, which was quite very serious in the country, we've been able to at least address it in such a way that I would say is under control.
The guest also revealed that closed-door meetings during oversights are not to hide transparency, but further expose it.
The legislative agenda of the House of Representatives clearly spells all of this out. And we'll continue to listen to Nigerians to know what our people need. But the thing on the front burner right now is to add how to end hunger. This food inflation is the basic thing on the front burner. And every other thing that will make that happen in terms of security, infrastructure, and all that will be looked into.
While extolling proper checks and balances amongst members of the National Assembly, they called for more women representation in the chambers. Oyeyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
The People's Democratic Party has affirmed Sunday Ude Okoye, former National Youth Leader, as the party's national secretary in compliance with a Court of Appeal order. The position of the party was made public by the PDP National Publicity Secretary Debo Olugunagba at a media briefing in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf reports.
First briefing in year 2025 by the leadership of the PDP, even as the party is yet to open office from the Yuletide holiday, pointing to the importance of the matter at stake. PDP National Publicity Secretary Debo Ologunagba submitted that the party is in receipt of a Court of Appeal ruling affirming Sunday Ode Okoye as the National Secretary, and as a law-abiding party, NWC intends to carry out the decision of the court.
We will obey the order of court. We will follow the processes and ensure full compliance to the pronouncement of the Court of Appeal, because that is the position as of today.
Ode Okoye replaces Senator Samuel Anyanwu as National Secretary. The Southeast PDP had at a meeting in Enugu in 2023 nominated the former National Youth Leader as a replacement for Anyanwu following the latter's nomination as the party's candidate in the 2023 Imo State governorship election. Reacting to another development, the national leadership of the People's Democratic Party has condemned the physical assault on a journalist, Mr. Ndubuisi Orji, who covers the party for the Sun newspapers. He was this Monday allegedly assaulted by one Emmanuel Okoronkwo, identified as an aide to the party's ousted National Secretary, Senator Samuel Anyanwu. The aide claimed to be acting on a directive given by Anyanwu to prevent journalists from accessing the party secretariat. The PDP national spokesperson, Debo Ologunagba, disowned Okoronkwo, saying that he acted on his own, while the matter is being investigated for further disciplinary action. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Socio-economic development of northern Nigeria took center stage as policymakers, development experts, and community stakeholders converged on Kano to chart a way forward. Awal Salisu reports that the northern leaders unveiled an ambitious 2024-2045 development goals plan aimed at addressing the challenges facing the region.
Gathered in this hall are policymakers, development experts, and stakeholders with a shared vision for the future of northern Nigeria. The discussions focus on three critical objectives, which include analyzing the region's current challenges and opportunities, proposing innovative solutions to catalyze transformational change, and outlining strategic steps to achieve the Northern Nigeria Development Goals 2045. The goals were crafted following a thorough analysis of pressing challenges in the region, including gaps in education, widespread poverty, and persistent security concerns.
19 other states should review their strategic plan and capture climate change, capture disaster response management, capture some emergency issue, capture what we call the post-subsidy removal interventions. When subsidy were removed, that's when they develop all this plan.
It's aimed at trying to provide a framework for northern Nigeria to leverage in terms of projecting the development of northern Nigeria to now 2040. That is a 20-year development agenda.
Nigeria will never grow without regional partnership among the states, moving on the single agenda, uniting and linking the economic chains of the region. That's the only way northern Nigeria could grow.
The Northern Nigeria Development Goals 2045 lay out a vision for a region driven by inclusive economic growth, empowerment of youth and women, strengthened governance and security, as well as resilience to climate change. The stakeholders expressed optimism that adopting these strategic goals will serve as a roadmap for sustainable progress across the region. In Kano, Awal Salisu, NTA News.
The Eastern Ports Police Command says it will adopt new crime prevention and control strategies to sustain the successes which resulted in crime reduction in 2024. Commissioner of Police, Eastern Ports Command, Jimoh Moshood, stated this while briefing journalists in Port Harcourt. Emmanuel Lenne reports that some newly promoted officers of the command were also decorated with their new ranks.
Among some of the achievements made by the Eastern Port Police Command was the arrest and prosecution of several suspects for different offenses ranging from conspiracy, stealing, and diversion of trailer loads of goods worth millions of naira. Prominent among them is the conspiracy, stealing, and diversion of 1,840 bags of wheat belonging to the United Nations World Food Programme from Ibeto Port Terminal to Kano State. 3 suspects were also convicted for conspiracy, vandalism, and stealing of heavy metal drainage grating property at Warri Port, among several other arrests.
The command arrested 33 suspects for various offenses. Outside the first suspect that I've mentioned, that 3 other suspects were arrested for various offenses throughout the year. All these 3 suspects have been arraigned in court, charged to court, and they are all remanded to prison custody as we speak.
To sustain these crime prevention strategies, CP Jima Moshood says certain action plans have been in place to sustain the recommendable feats recorded in 2024. Meanwhile, 8 officers promoted in the command have been decorated with their new ranks. They include 2 CSP, 1 SP, and 5 DSP.
All of us know that promotion is due to consistent and coordinated effort by the personnel that have been promoted. But it is also important to let them know that the IGP graciously promoted them due to their hard work, and he expected nothing less than more work, more hard work from them. To whom much is given, much is expected.
On behalf of the promoted officers within the Eastern Port Police Command, we want to appreciate the Inspector General of Police, who has considered us worthy for this promotion to the next ranks. We want to assure the Inspector General of Police of our unalloyed loyalty and commitment to duty.
The Eastern Ports Command has 4 divisions. They are One, Rivers, Warri, and Calabar Ports. In Port Harcourt, Emmanuel Lene, NTA News.
In the meantime, the Akwa Ibom State Governor Umo Enno has frowned at the rate of vandalism of critical infrastructure in the state and has directed security agencies to bring all perpetrators to book. This was while he received the new Commissioner of Police, Baba Mohammed Azari, during a visit to his office. Kelvin Samuel reports.
The new Commissioner of Police and his team are in the government house on a courtesy call on the governor to set the tone for his services in the state. CP Azari assures the government and people of Akwa Ibom State of his readiness to sustain the existing security and peace in the state through collaborations with sister security agencies.
I'm delighted to inform His Excellency that on assumption of office and in collaboration with other security agencies, especially the DSS, we have already commenced profiling of all sponsors of the communal clashes in the state. They are right now in close monitoring. Very shortly, we will avail you with an interim report with the details of our profiling and the identity of those sponsoring the communal uprising in the state.
The governor, while congratulating the new CP, says his knowledge of the security architecture of the state will be an added advantage in combating crimes. He assures that the state government is always ready and willing to provide the needed support that will help make the state safer.
They have children, and just to wake up all of a sudden and start killing themselves is becoming a real problem. And for me, you have done these things, so you know. The original MKS is of concern, and they need to know that they have from having anything to do in that stock. It's a forest reserve, and please, so that's why for me, I'm actually particularly happy that some of the things are happening to you.
Until his appointment as the commissioner, the CP served as the Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations in the Akwa Ibom State Police Command. In Uyo, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
Abuja local government central market Ishiburi has been gutted by fire. This is coming less than 2 days after the state high court located in the area also erupted in flames. We'll have more details of this in our subsequent bulletins. This is the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Still ahead. NFF appoints Eric Schiller Super Eagles head coach. You're welcome back. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, has been urged to prioritize crude oil supply to local refineries, including the Dangote refinery, over foreign partners. At a media briefing in Abuja, the concerned Nigeria group expressed concern over reports that the NNPCL plans to cut down on crude oil supply to the Dangote refinery from 300,000 barrels per day. The group is also concerned over claims that the Warri and Port Harcourt refineries are operational and producing at 60 to 70% capacity. They argued that the Dangote refinery has been making efforts to make petroleum products affordable for Nigerians and that reducing its crude oil supply would undermine this effort.
The operations of Dangote refinery are expected to produce 650,000 barrels per day, and since it can be exported, it will boost Nigeria's foreign reserves. Nigeria will stop importing diesel, petroleum products, fertilizer, and petrochemicals. This is saving over $26 billion in foreign exchange. When we export crude to Europe and import fuel, we export jobs and put pressure on our scarce foreign exchange. The refinery saved us from that and created thousands of direct and indirect jobs. The value of the naira is bouncing back with the commencement of Dangote refinery that will soon export petroleum products and other items.
Residents of the popular Arab Road in Kubwa are lamenting the poor waste collection in their area, which has led to a build-up of garbage and is raising serious health concerns. Asabe Williams visited the community and reports that another nearby community is also calling for urgent road rehabilitation.
As we begin this new year, issues of poor waste management continue to plague some areas in the Federal Capital Territory, particularly Kubwa Arab Road, where residents decry poor waste management.
The situation is not only an eyesore, but it also poses serious health risks to residents, particularly children and the elderly. Residents of Kubwa Arab Road express frustration with the lack of proper waste disposal system in the area.
And the thing is really disturbing the road because the drainage that passes water down is almost blocked. And mainly the thing blocked like that, the road will overflow. And secondly, these Okada men, they use this place as a point of attack.
We can't even come outside from our shops to sit down. See, it's not only the baller people that throws dirty here, even normal residents people, when they are driving their car, they'll just take the dirty, big bag full of dirty from their car. They'll just throw it out and just drive out.
I would like it if they can come and excavate, use caterpillar to take everything away. Because this is a water channel. So this thing being like this is also an environmental issue.
Similarly, residents of Chikakori are crying out for help as they struggle with the deplorable state of their roads. They claim that the poor road conditions are affecting their health and well-being and are calling on the authorities to intervene and rehabilitate the roads.
Two communities, one cry for a better living environment. They are hopeful that the relevant authorities will take note and take action to meet up with their demands. From Chikakori in Abuja, Asabe Williams, NTA News.
In other news, professionalism is one of the core values of media practice expected of journalists in the discharge of their duties of factual information dissemination to the public for socio-economic developments of society. Although this has been ongoing in Nigeria, the Bayelsa State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists is moving to strengthen this journalistic mandate. Yankume Lolo reports that to achieve this, A 15-member media summit steering committee has been inaugurated in Yenagoa.
The Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, Bayelsa State Council, like in other states of the Federation, is basically concerned with not just promoting professionalism, but also interested in the welfare of journalists. This is why the new executive officers of the union is strategizing to improve the workings of practitioners in Bayelsa State. The inauguration of the 15-member media summit steering committee is therefore in line with the new executive council electioneering promise to take the union to greater heights.
We said our administration is an administration that will birth a new paradigm. Today, pursuant to that new paradigm drive, is the inauguration of the steering committee for the Bayelsa State Media Summit, first of its kind in the history of NUJ across the country.
Comrade Tarinyo Akumu, chairman of the steering committee, who is the former chairman of council, promised the committee readiness to deliver on its mandate.
We are going to deliver, as promised, a summit that will galvanize all the media practitioners in the state and then sell the Bayelsa brand to the world.
I think it's a very good initiative from the State Council of NUJ Bayelsa that we should gather together as media practitioners, as journalists, to see how united that we can be strong together to project the brand of Bayelsa.
I believe this is a step in the right direction, one that will change the story of Bayelsa. And
I think it is going to give us an opportunity to brainstorm, hear from resource persons that will be drawn up by the committee to chart a new course, a new lease of life for the council, and also to brand the state positively.
The committee primary mandate is to plan the modalities and date for a beneficial and successful media summit. In Yenagoa, Janukume Ulolo, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu congratulates Mr. Frank Abiodun Aiki Makwudi, who is celebrating his 90th birthday, and he describes him as a national treasure whose contributions have shaped and enriched Nigeria's cultural and literary landscape. Born on January 8, 1935 in Osun State, Mr. Aiki Makwodi's illustrious career spans journalism, literature, and public service. President Tinubu commended his pioneering work as the first Nigerian university graduate to join the Daily Express, where his storytelling style set a standard for journalistic excellence. President Tinubu highlighted the celebrant's literary contributions, including Pigeon Stew and Suffer Head. With their universal appeal, these works have captured the essence of the Nigerian experience, bridging generational and cultural gaps, as well as fostering a sense of pride and appreciation for Nigeria's cultural heritage. President Tinubu urged younger generations to draw inspiration from Aiki Makwodi's legacy of innovation and patriotism. You're still on to the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Here's a look at our major stories. Northern governors unveil ambitious 20-year development plan. Experts seek enhanced supervision of MBAs by executive arm of government.
Continue to listen to Nigerians to know what our people need.
And still ahead, reactions trail appointments of new Super Eagles head coach.
This is NTA News 24.
Nigerian Football Federation Executive Committee has approved the appointments of Eric Sekou Shelle as the new head coach of Nigeria's senior men's national football team, the Super Eagles. The decision followed the recommendation of the NFF's Technical and Development Subcommittee during its meeting held in Abuja on January 2nd. The appointment was formally endorsed by the NFF Executive Committee on Tuesday, January 7th. Shele, 47, is a former head coach of Mali's senior national team. And that concludes the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Dennis Adigunloye.